Welcome to the final chapter of our latest The Evil Within challenge run. This is our The Quick and the Dead achievement run. We're trying to complete the game in 5 hours. We have just one chapter left to go. You can see that we probably have ample time. We were sitting at just under 4 hours. 3 hours, 53 minutes. So that gives us, what, an hour and 7 minutes? Spoiler alert, we make it with plenty of time to spare. We complete this chapter in 24 minutes and 33 seconds. That's ahead of the time for both of our reference. Our reference runners ran it in 28 minutes and 38 seconds and 31 minutes and 30 seconds. So we cut a significant portion off of their time on this. I'm not exactly sure how or why. All I can say is we have a fully maxed out gear, fully maxed out Magnum is the real key here. It most of the time, though, I think is going to be spent, well, there's a whole lot of time spent here during this very first part of the chapter where there's very little for you to do other than follow Leslie. And I'm sure everybody could run this at the same pace. I mean, it's just a matter of running. Manage your stamina bar. Since we have maximum stamina, I'm not doing a particularly good job. I'm not running all the way down to the red. Get better there.
All right, kid, where are you taking me?
Can't run anymore. Yeah, the whole first part of this chapter is mostly setup. I get it from kind of a storyline perspective and a cinematography type perspective, but as far as game advancement, especially for a speedrun, you do very little during this part.
It's going to come down. Sebastian! Leslie!
Once again, the world has shifted. We wake up. I don't know. We never actually seem to wake up. We're always still in the weird world, but can never explain where we are or how we got there exactly. But you know you're near the end because when you look up, there's the Beacon Hospital. So you're very close to your goal.
Beacon, just like Joseph said.
At this point, I was just so thankful they didn't make me climb that whole hill. Just get me up there. This is back to the very first scenes of the whole game, where you walked into Beacon Hospital and it was in this same shape. So you can close to the beginning of the game again. Previously, you were never able to go through that door. You were captured by Ruvik while you were watching the video screens in that previous room. So this is a new path for us. For Sebastian. It's not particularly new to us since we ran through the Kidman DLCs. Kidman took this path. Nice long drop. Okay, so we've made it through down into the sewers. That was a nice little cut for us. They made us run all that way and then they slice that little part away from you. This time you can run through the door with the Mobius stamp on it. Previously we were not able to get into that area. So now this is all new for Sebastian again. He'd been in that sewer part before.
No, I want to go home.
Leslie?
I don't want to go there. No!
At the end of chapter 13, you saw that Kidman was trying to kill Leslie, and when she shot at him, Joseph stepped in the way and was killed. So Sebastian is figuring out that maybe Kidman isn't who she says she is. She's not just a junior rookie detective. And that Leslie has some important role to play in all this. Okay, you can skip by everything here. I mean, there's some stuff to go pick up if you were still hunting on those achievements, but speedrun, just get through it. You can skip the save. There's a door to the right there that will allow you to save. It's a hallway here. You can don't believe you can skip the conversation. I think you have to have the conversation or it won't let you progress. You have to finally gave me the icon. In that cutscene, he tells you to avoid his eye, which will wind up sounding even more ludicrous in a few minutes. There was a cutscene there where Rubik came and lifted you up and you broke your light, your lantern over his head, which caught him on fire. When he let go of you, you wake up here, trying to remember to avoid the eyes. Actually, just ignore them for no consequence. I think the actual reference is for a much later part of the, well, not much later, but a later part of chapter 15. This first arena is probably where most of your time will be spent during the chapter. Well, most of the time during the arena parts. The final boss fight, maybe the longest, because it goes through so many stages. We're playing on casual, so quick shots are a thing. You can see that by the time I got to It Is What It Is run, I was much better at the quick shots, much more headshots. You have a lot of ammunition, so. And our headshots, our handgun's fully upgraded, so the handgun has a 50% chance of exploding the head when it hits it. Insta-kill. It's so powerful right now, it's even working against those guys with armor on. This is, when that shift happens, you need to be in a position where you can see the kind of the center of the arena there with all the blood, because you need to dispatch the Rubik quickly. You can shoot the lower hands, and they will dissolve, but use just a shotgun there. Might could use something like a bolt. I think in the Quick and the Dead, I think I wound up using a crossbolt, and then just ran over there and killed them all with a physical attack. That round went pretty quick for us. The next round has some tougher targets. I was thinking I might use the grenade launcher here against the guy with the grenade launcher. I forgot there's more people that are going to be coming from behind me, so I'm in kind of a dumb position at the moment. Maybe I remembered it in time. Nope. I'm still thinking it's going to be him. I don't know why I think it's going to be him. You can see that when you're using the rocket launcher, you're not mobile at all, really. Those guys have come out, and the one guy with the crossbow, the guy with the Molotov cocktail, and there should have been a guy with a gun somewhere too, probably. They can make it real hard. And you usually in the middle of fighting when this guy pops up. Probably the best thing to do is, this is the best place I've ever found to be for him. The way we did it in It Is What It Is, we didn't use the rocket launcher. Well, obviously, because we didn't have a rocket launcher for that then. But you can see you can't shuffle to the side. You can't do anything with that. So you have to be standing right out in the blast. Oh, so I did use the rocket launcher. The funny thing is, I think the guy with the crossbow killed them all. I didn't get the kills. Someone else got the kills. Thank you, buddy. Second arena is not really all that challenging. You can see that I'm using the sniper rifle that we got from having finished the game and opening all of the... completing the map and opening all the lockers. In the new Game Plus, you have access to this fancy sniper rifle. The best thing about it is it doesn't wave as much, and it's a good thing I have a lot of health, huh? It doesn't wave around as much, and it has piercing. So it is a nice upgrade. You notice that through the whole thing, we also had the burst. We also had the burst handgun, but we never used it. This was the second of 3 arenas. The third and final arena, you will face 2 of the executioners, 2 of the guys with the safes on their head. I think this is where I made up the time. I can't believe I was particularly fast in the first arena, or in that. I mean, I missed several times. Really didn't need to take the time to do this, but I didn't want it to be there if I had to run around. I just really didn't want it to be there if I had to run around. The only thing you're going to face are these 2 guys. After that, your weapons don't matter. So if you have enough ammo, you can just skip going around that. And if you have this upgraded Magnum and you're running on casual, watch how fast this goes. I think if I hadn't shot the first guy before he was fully materialized, I don't think he would have taken as many rounds. I think 2 rounds each, and that was it. on casual with that fully upgraded Magnum.
Ruvik.
I created this world. You cannot keep me here.
Now here's the eye you actually do need to avoid. Comes to you in the form of looks like searchlights. Just don't walk in the beams of any of the searchlights and you'll be fine. There's a choice you make about halfway through. You can pull one of two levers. Oops. Early on, it just sends you back here, so all you did is lose time. Doesn't count as a death or anything. That wheelchair keeps you from going in that way. The way I was originally trying to go in. That clean spot on the floor makes you feel like you're stepping into the light because it's so dark with around it. Now here you get to, from here on out, if you get seen by a light, it kills you. And there's other ways to die as well. By throwing this lever, we avoid these search beams. And then there'll be some bombs here. If you throw the other lever, then you can't come around this side. You wind up having to go through that room you see with all the tripwires and these things there. So to me, that's the right approach. It goes much quicker for me. Sometimes struggle, I struggle running towards the camera. You cannot spend a whole lot of time waiting. Oh, jeez, that was close. Okay. Back to the beacon courtyard. This time you get to actually take the elevator and it goes somewhere useful. So that was the hardest part of the chapter, in my estimation anyway. Those 3 arenas. The first arena, the second arena is a little time consuming if you can't hit, but I've never seemed to feel any danger there. That third arena with the 2 guys on their safes on their heads, that was incredibly hard for me the first time we got there on survival mode. It just seemed almost impossible. Ran around forever trying to kill them. They just seemed to be gluttons for punishment. I think now, knowing what I know, upgrade the Magnum. Even your bolts work pretty well against them. You saw us in chapter 13 when we were in the hotel. We had to fight one of the guys with the safe on his head, and one incendiary bolt killed him. Of course, I won't do that on harder difficulties, but you just want to be careful there not to run in such a way that maybe I guess you couldn't skip it. So I could save some time had I run over here and looked at myself. Apparently that's necessary to trigger trigger this cutscene with Leslie. Leslie comes running in, hidden right behind him. You go through a thing and you wind up in another, not really in this room, but in a separate space where the big huge brain is standing there, and Ruvik's at the foot of it. Leslie walks up to him, and Ruvik turns him into what looks like water, and then the brain absorbs that water. And then you wind up here. This part is a running exercise. I think this is the place I went ahead and took a death. I just didn't want to go back to it. But I'm trying to push left there, and I was still caught by that. But I hope that was a fun death. Got to show you I don't run perfect. I'm the everyman gamer. So now I'm like, stay way over there. Push yourself. This is another one of those, once you know the pattern, once you know how to get through it, you know how to get through it. Until you know how to get through it, there's a little visual cue there. You can see it's going to be spaced on your right. There you can see. Here, you go to the left, obviously. And here you have to go to the right. It sort of is the only place where it felt like you could go either way. You have to go to the right. The key to this segment of the boss fight is to shoot the red target. As long as you can concentrate on the red target, keep the gun on the red target, the more hits you get, the quicker on that red target, the faster the battle advances. I find this first segment kind of hard. I don't know why, but this one, usually I have no problem keeping it right on it. Don't worry, you didn't lose. This is actually supposed to happen. There's not a whole lot of mystery to this either. You're going to get a rocket launcher. Shoot a couple off at him. He'll eventually give you that same reticle, that same target again that you were shooting from the back of the Humvee. Don't just spit these out, like, you know, take a moment, aim, shoot them off. I think I missed with that one. Maybe go for the body burn. Yeah, that seems good. I've had it where it progressed and gave me a reticle. A target, a big red target. This is relatively straightforward. He will mostly move straight in, but you need to move your handgun a little bit to the left, but he'll move mostly just straight into where you need to fire. It feels again like you lost, but you didn't. As long as this happens. There's another cutscene for if you did miss. A whole lot of cutscenes there. You saw Kidman waking you up, trying to do something to the computer next to you, telling you to be quiet for a moment while everybody else had left. Can't cut this. Need to walk over and destroy the brain.
I created this world. You cannot keep me here. Ruvik. I'm going to finish this.
Here's actually the cutscene with Kidman. Back in what actually looks like a real medical facility, not that weird, organically corrupted place.
Leave that one. And those two. They're not going anywhere.
I don't know who those two are. I'm kind of confused by that.
Can.
I mean, unless she means Joseph and maybe Conley? In her DLC, you see them actually take Leslie out. There you go. There's our achievement. This is a quick run. 4 hours, 17 minutes, and 44 seconds. I hope you've enjoyed watching it as much as we did in creating it. We'll see you for the next episodes. Thanks.